Well, this is another, funny day. Funny because we were supposed to close at minimum of 27, but it didn't happen. But I'm not, I'm not sweating around it. I'm not sweating about it because I'm going to share with you a couple of information around things that are happening in the market right now, and a rumor circulating on the internet, which I believe is true, even though at this point we cannot confirm nor deny the accuracy of that information. But I do believe we still have a lot, like I'm talking about a lot of money to be made in this stock even before we get to crazy numbers. All right. Because if you look at the price action of today, we hit right off the gate. Pre-market were already up 12%, and then boom, hit 27.5, and then boom, the market pulled. We hit again the 27 at some point, but slowly, we close around 8%, which is not bad. I will take 8%. It's not bad at all. But what I think when I look at other stocks that popped today, when I look at Bed Bath and Beyond, which at some point was up 60% this intraday session, and after hours is already up 6%. I'm also looking at this stock, SOS Limited, a Chinese mining company, crypto mining company, up 42.6% on the day. And I don't look at this as a coincidence just because I'm looking at the market trend. And I'm also looking at this rumor, which I believe is at the center of what is happening today on the meme stock kind of group of trading, because we have this screenshot that has been circulating on the internet lately, earlier today, and it's around DTCC noticing Susquehanna Financial Group with a margin alert around $48 billion. $48 billion, folks. Look, a deficit from Susquehanna Financial Group LLP of $48 billion. So let me pause here for a second. Susquehanna is one of those, big funds, and I think they have a little bit over $64 billion asset under management. So if you take into account all the money they're managing for the clients, it's right there around $64 billion. Now, if you get a deficit, if you get a margin alert for $48 billion, I don't care if you're a Susquehanna, I don't care if you're a Citadel, I don't care if you are the Fed. $48 billion is just not an amount of money you can just turn around and show up with it. No, because we're talking about $48 freaking billion. It's a huge sum of money, even for a huge hedge fund or a big bank. It's a huge amount of money to be turned around in this quick amount of time, this short amount of time. That's why I do believe the run-up we are seeing on stocks like Bed Bath and Beyond, the run-up we are seeing on SOS, the run-up we are seeing on AMC and Gimme, it's not a coincidence. Now, also take into consideration the fact that the market trend sometimes plays a lot, because they did halt AMC at the beginning of the trading session, which we're going to talk about, another masquerade happening there in another video, but they did halt it. It went back and then boom, went back up again. And then when it started to fade is when the market also started to fade, because at some point the Dow Jones was up almost 275 points at the beginning of the trading session. So that's why I do believe tomorrow we can see a continuation of these big gains that are happening tomorrow, just because these funds having $48 billion as a margin alert, it's definitely something that will have a pretty significant impact. On these stocks moving forward. Now, another thing to take into consideration is also that, hey, because they have to find out a way to cover these margin alerts, there is no way I see them not start to cover, creating another massive wave of buying pressure that not only will cause other funds that are above them, where the share price on the short positions may not be as low in order to get margin calls, but the fact that these guys are starting to look for shares And we have to, I mean, it's really funny. They cannot cover with synthetic shares. So right now they are looking to get their hands on real shares, but all the real shares are already bought. So where the heck are they going to find real shares? So it's going to create another massive wave and huge volatility into these stocks moving forward. Now, I want to also add to this two other major catalysts I'm seeing on the tail of this. This is from Stock Tweets. AMC, the institutions just bought $1.3 million worth of calls for a strike price around $140. So we have institutions betting $1.3 million on AMC reaching $140 a share. The data is clear. The move is not done. Wait till you see what happens next, AMC Sources. And we have, screenshots here from, you can see, the 13 files left and everything. So what does this indicate personally as I'm reading it? Well, for me, there is not a coincidence. It adds to the fact that, this huge buying pressure may lead us to think that there are other people on the other side, not the short selling side, but on the Wall Street side, which I call the big guys with the big pockets, that are waiting on the sidelines. And now that they have kind of this alert, they know that this is a place where they can start making a lot of money in the shortest amount of time. So, and on top of this, when you add to the fact that a surging stock market, it's on the verge of signaling a huge move, man, I don't see any way around this but for shorts to start running through the door, which will cause not only FOMO in people will not willing to miss out on these huge things, day traders, swing traders, which obviously will take profit at some point, but it doesn't change the fact that this is looking pretty damn good. Of course, we'll see how it plays, but things are looking good, my friends.